Are you looking to move to Palm Springs, California, or just interested in the city's livability? To help you, I put together the pros and cons of living in Palm Springs. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hi there, I'm Burchard, the Desert Bowtie Realtor here in the Palm Springs region. I record and post content here about the greater Palm Springs region real estate market and the desert lifestyle because I love what I do and I believe that knowledge is power. Check back because I upload new content every Wednesday. On the east coast of the United States, millions of snowbirds flock to Florida's warm, sandy beaches every year. In California, in the city of Palm Springs, we see the same winter surge of residents every year. If you're planning to move here full-time, knowing the good and bad things about Palm Springs can be very helpful. To make that task easier, make sure you watch till the very end. First, let's get the cons out of the way. Public transportation. If you're going to be commuting to Los Angeles every day, you'll definitely need a car in Palm Springs. Public transportation is nothing to write home about. While we do have public transportation systems like the bus, taxi, Lyft, Uber, you really can't walk from your home to most places. Most people will tell you that it's very complicated and time-consuming. So, in order to go from one part of Palm Springs to the other, a car is pretty much a must. Number 2, economic diversity. Tourism is the primary economic driver in the Coachella Valley. Unfortunately, it's also one of the only economic drivers in Palm Springs. There are very few tech and manufacturing jobs available, although there is a demand for healthcare workers, high demand. That's likely due to the high number of seniors living here full-time and part-time. Number 3, the temperatures in the summer. Yes, it gets hot in Palm Springs in the summer. The temperatures are great most of the year, but starting in June, the average temperature usually doesn't dip below 100 degrees until October. Most people do most of their outside activities in the early morning before the temperatures get too hot during the summer. The cost of living in Palm Springs. While housing costs can be more affordable in Palm Springs than many other cities in California, the cost of living is another story. So the cost of renting an apartment, on a scale of 100, Palm Springs ranks at just over 131. That makes it a good bit higher than the national average. The median home price in Palm Springs proper currently is about $1.1 million, and transportation costs are higher as well. One highlight in the cost of living index is healthcare expenses, with an index of 87.8, while the average in California is 92.4. Pro sports enthusiast. You're out of luck. There's no major baseball or basketball or football teams out here in the desert. To see pro teams, you have to go to Phoenix or San Diego or Los Angeles, which are all relatively close within driving distance. Now let's look at the pros of living in Palm Springs. Number 1, it's sunny most of the year in Palm Springs. Woohoo! Imagine if 350 of those days were sunny and beautiful where you live. If you live in Palm Springs, you don't have to imagine that. We have more sunshine here than practically any other city in the United States. The summer months can get brutally hot, as I said before, and every now and then they go up pretty high above 100, but it's usually just for a couple weeks. The sunshine takes a lot of toll on your outdoor furniture too, that's for sure. You gotta keep that stuff in the shade. Pro number 2, there is a lot to do in Palm Springs. Very few American cities can boast the number of amenities that Palm Springs offers. In fact, if you're looking for activities, you'll have more options than you can even imagine. Chino Canyon, for example, offers a spectacular 6-mile trail for hikers. The San Jacinto Mountains are just as spectacular and can help you cool off when the summer gets hot in the summer. The Living Desert Zoo and Gardens is also very popular, as is the Palm Springs Air Museum. And there's so much more. I could never go into it all in a video. Pro number 3, housing costs are surprisingly affordable. One of our favorite pros on the list of pros and cons of Palm Springs is the cost of owning a home. In most resort communities, housing is one of the most expensive costs, but not necessarily in Palm Springs. There are more than a few affordable options available, and homes start in the low 300s for condos. Homes, as I said, they're anywhere from $600,000 and above. There are also other options down valley or east where neighborhoods are specifically for 55 and older. Prices go up as you get closer to the heart of the city. With housing costs, this affordable living in Palm Springs is much less stressful on your budget. Pro number 4, healthcare costs in Palm Springs. Another of our favorite pros on this list of pros and cons of Palm Springs is healthcare costs. One bit of good news for retirees is that our healthcare expenses in Palm Springs are easier on your wallet. While the California average is just over 92, our fine city comes in just under 88 out of 100. Remember that 100 is the national average. It's not a huge amount, but when you're retired, every penny counts. Number 5, people here are always in a good mood. Oh my God, living in a city that's more like a resort does have its perks. One of those is that pretty much everybody everybody's always in a great mood. It's hard not to be when the weather is so spectacular and there's so much fun stuff to do. You'll find that people smile a lot. If you're outgoing and amiable, you'll fit right in here. If you have any questions about buying or selling a home here, I'd love to speak to you one-on-one. Just click the contact link in the description. I promise there's no cost or obligation. And now, watch my next video about living in Palm Springs year-round. Bye!